Number 2, Owen Bush. Number 3, Matt Gomez. Number 4, Ethan Ellers. Number 5, Van Kuka. Number 8, Nico Dorsner. Number 10, Trenton Reefrock. Number 13, Owen Tegmeyer. Number 14, Zach Graciolmi. Number 22, Andrew Moyler. Number 23, Diego Estrada. And the starting goalkeeper is number 1, Ben Jabot.
Good afternoon and welcome to the CHS Varsity Soccer Field for the championship game of the 32nd Annual Bulldog Soccer Invitational. The Cedarburg Bulldogs, they've won 4 consecutive, sport a 4-1 record, take on the 5-0-1 Notre Dame Academy Tritons. We welcome you via Facebook Live. My name is Matt Menzel. The Bulldogs are sporting their black unis with the Tritons in the all-white. Notre Dame Academy out of the Fox River Classic Conference, the entire conference with the exception of the Tritons, electing to play spring soccer. So a non-conference slate for the Tritons, off to a great start this season. And one of the big reasons why, a second ago, you saw Christian Martinez play the ball as it's snatched into the air by Ben Jabot. But Martinez, big part up top for the Tritons, along with Garrett Watska. Nico Dorsner, up this right side, Trent Reeprock. By this point yesterday, he had already scored a goal and almost had a second, as the Bulldogs scored 12 seconds in and nearly got a second at the 26-second mark. Part of a 2-goal showing for Trent Reeprock, who finds himself atop the leaderboard with 6 goals, having scored in 4 consecutive for the Bulldogs. Dorsner, here's Diego Estrada. That back line, you have Elliot Bordini. Defense got better as the game wore on for the Tritons yesterday, who fell behind against Wauwatosa before eventually coming back. Fell behind 1-0, scored 4 unanswered. Game was tied at 1 at the break. Held on for the 4-2 victory to the Tritons. Watska. Zach Graciolmi is back after he was a scratch from last night's action. We'll have to wait and see, too, with Jackson French, who missed last night's game, got a red card late against Slinger on Thursday. But just about at, if not at 100%, is Coach Williams' team for this championship matchup, as the Bulldogs try to bring home their own invite title for the first time in a couple of seasons. Last won this invite in 2018 with wins against both Neenah and Sturgeon Bay that season. Owen Bush won an assist in Thursday's 3-1 victory against Slinger. Flag benefiting the Bulldogs. They play their second of 5 consecutive here at home. Wrapping up a busy week of action, with this being their 4th match since Tuesday.
Yes.
They've scored 9 goals here on this home field in their first now 2 home matchups, hanging out for the victory last night over New Berlin West by a 3-2 score. Had a 3-0 lead within the first 17 minutes. It looked like it was going to be a cakewalk. Anything but in the final 10-15 minutes, with the Vikings with a couple looks to try to tie that game up. Owen Bush, he dribbled right into Adam Breda. He was active on the attacking end for the Tritons yesterday. Leonardo Rodriguez had to take it away, and Estrada off the right foot of Sam Lamoni. Left at midfield for Andrew Moyler, as we've played almost 3 first-half minutes. So Matt Doman getting ready to throw it in, but it's going to be Triton's possession. And for Notre Dame Academy, the throw in here for Eddie Noble. On that far side, they position Leonardo Rodriguez as an offense that so far has been able to score 21 times in their first 6 matchups. Coming after last year, they were able to score an average about 2 to 3 goals a game, scored 66 over the course of a 26-match season. Some of those players have since graduated, 11 seniors and all from that 16-win team. Tritons finishing at 4th place among 10 teams in the FRCC. Off the side, Cleta Bush. Right there at the feet of Connor Handrick. Breda. Now Trent Reeprock. Off the slide by Bordini. Was knocked into the air, getting back defensively, this Connor Handrick. As Dorsey trying to find Rietbrock outside Estrada. Around Handrick. And sent away here by Sam Lamoni. Stays in for a moment. Estrada playing it. But they send it across, ricochets out. Should be a corner for the Bulldogs, and it will be.
Last game is loading right now.
So the Bulldogs creating an opportunity here, a corner kick in the 5th minute. And this corner, Andrew Moyler.
Yeah.
Moyler with a goal coming into the weekend. He was among 6 different goal scorers on Tuesday in the home opening rout of Port Washington 6-0.
I mean, what can you do? But, so I took the audio.
So Moyler
And the video.
with Rietbrock coming back toward the post, and it's going to be bad. And Rietbrock on a turn, knocked away. Owen Tegmeyer got a piece along the furthest post from where that corner was taken. Omar Sendejas, he is the starting goalkeeper for the Tritons. He played in the second half last time after he missed the first half because he missed a day of school this week. Had to wait till halftime to come on and played well in that second half to the 6'1 junior. And they're playing a couple of games last year, but taking over the full-time goalkeeping responsibilities after the Triton all-conference honorable mention keeper from last year among the 11 teams to graduate. But that was a game yesterday in which Isaac Delvo started the game between the posts and then ended up playing forward in the second half. Expect to see Delvo at his more natural position throughout the course of this one. It's going to be 6 minutes gone by here in this first half. No score. Chase was on, and Garrett Watska battling there with Ben Kukan. Going to be a throw in here for the Tritons. Going back toward the ball is Abraham Gomez. He'll handle the throw in. But if you're the Bulldogs, have to keep a close eye on number 3, Christian Martinez. Seems like anytime this team's about to score, he's got some kind of a touch in the Triton attack. Ball goes through Martinez more often than not. Story though yesterday for the Tritons, more so than just the play of Martinez, was the fact that a number of guys came off the bench and immediately upon coming in, instant impact players. You had Tommy Giocaris, Emmett Lawton, along with Josh Macias, all guys that had just subbed in and at some point scored maybe a minute or two upon subbing in. Macias came on and scored twice. Bordini. Martinez. You see Ellers on the backside, commits the Bulldog foul. So Ethan Ellers, the senior, they're in the markup for the Bulldogs. Saw last night's game get physical between the Bulldogs and New Berlin West. Yellow cards aplenty, 6 handed out, 3 per side, all in about a 25-minute span. But again, the Vikings trying to get the Bulldogs head in that matchup. This ball flies out. It's going to be a goal kick here for the Bulldogs. Again, Ben Chabot, the third-year varsity starter between the posts. He's, thanks to the luxury of the Bulldogs scoring, has only had to play a full 90 minutes twice. I think against Whitebridge Bay and against Slinger otherwise. Some good minutes logged already by Evan Weber. No different yesterday as he played in the second half against New Berlin West.
No way.
Jabot. That was off there to Breda. Coming near side, Gracie Almy on that pass to Tegmeyer.
Who's there?
And Tegmeyer will send it across. Bounce in front. Rietbrock lifts it over the crossbar. Right there for the taking. Tegmeyer on the pass, and Rietbrock in for that ball got by Sendejas. Stays scoreless here in the 9th minute. Watska here against Bush. Look there at John Sack, part of the midfield for the Tritons. Estrada will slide over. And now Notre Dame finding Sack Look near side. Lamoni. And Breda out of the attacking end, trying to turn inward. Abraham Gomez. Breda against Tegmeyer. Again, trying to cut inward. Lamoni launching up that right side. The speed of Martinez will be on display, but a little too far ahead. Too much on that kick for Martinez to get up after, and the Bulldogs led back the other way. Out coming is Watska. The ball's left here for Ben Kukan. Past Breda. Diego Estrada getting tangled up for a second with Noble. Rietbrock. Right there in the markup with Noble. And the Bulldogs cutting left. Moyler right at Omar Sendejas. Sendejas, who was mentioned, did not play but the second half last night. Came into the tournament with 3 goals allowed, 11 saves in the first 5 matchups. He played the entire game on Tuesday against NEW Lutheran. Ended up being a 6-1 victory for the Tritons, in which they were up 2-0 at halftime. He had a 3-save, 1 goal allowed performance, but anywhere between 1 and 3 saves seems to be the norm so far for Sendejas. Defense doing a fine job limiting the quality of chance to the opposition in the first now couple of weeks of the season. Bush around the leaping Martinez. Nico Dorsner getting knocked down to the box prior to that strike. Breda. And Gomez now on this near side with Watska. Knocked into the air by Watska. Ellers. Also see Zach Gracie-Alney, captain's band on for the Bulldogs. Ellers with Estrada stepping in front. There's Noble. Those two get tangled up, and a foul's going to go against Noble.
Good job, Diego.
No score here in the 12th minute. Gabe Olsen get ready to sub in. A few moments for the Bulldogs. As the Bulldogs are trying to win what would be their 10th consecutive match at home dating back to last year. They have not lost at home since the Bulldog Invite last year. Lost in this championship game to Nina by a 2-1 score on September the 21st. They're trying to build that momentum with even more challenges ahead. It's a big week coming up after this one. We've talked about that already a few times last night and on Tuesday. But this is an opportunity for the Bulldogs to really show where they're at with Nicolay and Marquette here after this one. And this is a good one, too, with Notre Dame Academy traditionally right there battling among the who's who in Division III. They last year lost in the sectional final against the Seymour Thunder from Kaukauna. Seymour got the state for the second time, first time since 2016. Ended up being a 2-1 final with the 2 extra 10-minute overtime periods a necessity. And they came after the Tritons and knocked off New Holstein, Xavier, and Plymouth to get to that sectional final. Martinez taking away Dorsner. And his pass got sent out of the 18. Dorsner, 4 assists among the 6 goals that were scored against Port Washington on Tuesday. Mentioned 6 different goal scorers. He had Hintz, Olsen, Tegmeyer, Rietbrock, Moyler, and Teplin all find to the back of the net. Rodriguez, out came Jabot. Ben Jabot with a 4 save showing against Slinger. That came on Thursday, only a couple of saves necessary in his first half action last night. In a game though at Senior Berlin West, it took a little while for them to settle into that matchup. And again, the Bulldogs with a number of quick strikes probably could have 4 or 5 goals in the first 20 minutes before things also settled down on the Bulldog attacking end. Martinez.
Like that one.
Gracie-Alney with the Bulldog foul.
Let's go, Gio. Pick it up.
And a sit-up here involving Adam Breda. Breda coming in the weekend with 3 goals to his credit. But it's been Lawton coming off the bench and Martinez who've been the top goal scorers. Handrick. John Sack. Right back out off the right foot of Lamoni. Jabot brings it in cleanly. Martinez right there trying to pounce on any potential rebound that never did develop.
I like the fact that he doesn't talk.
That's one of the luxuries that acting head coach Bill Vandecastle has, is the fact that he's got a guy like Emmett Lawton, only a sophomore, who's been able to come off the bench and get a big pick-me-up for the offense. He scored in yesterday's action in the 29th minute to tie that game at 1 against Tulsa East. And he has scored 5 on the year. That is a team high. Coach Vandecastle, the acting head coach. With all going on with COVID and whatnot at Notre Dame Academy, Michael Prudish is out, at least for the time being, and Vandecastle acting as the head coach. He's been a long-time assistant under then head coach Bob Rickards at Notre Dame. Coach Prudish in his second season as the varsity head coach for the Tritons. Tegmeyer, watched here by Gomez. And Bordini out to Martinez. Around Gracie Alney. Over there is Ellers. That's coming near side. Now we'll hop over the stands and ball to play. And apparently a new soccer ball is needed somewhere. They get it back out there. Triton throw in, finding Sam Lamoni. 16th minute with no score. Championship matchup between the Tritons and the Bulldogs. An intriguing early season test for the Dogs, who can wrap up this busy week that began with a win against Port Washington, a win against Slinger, and then hanging on to beat New Berlin West. Handrick going airborne to Breda. Waiting back for the Tritons, John Sack. Bulldogs were looking for Estrada, knocked out of play, and Cedarburg will throw it in. Coach Williams making a couple of more substitutions. We're in the 17th minute. As the Bulldogs have Teddy Jabot on a couple of changes. Mike Lemus, the sophomore, subbing in early. And Coach Williams, even with the score at one point getting a lot tighter than it was, went deep to the bench last night, a revolving door of substitutions. Everybody that could play did on Tuesday in the 6-0 victory against Port Washington. That Port Washington team able to bounce back, and they won Thursday and bringing home the Tim Schneider Memorial Trophy in their rival against Grafton. Blackhawks 6-3. It's a conference right now that sees Whitefish Bay, Nicolet, they're atop. Homestead not far behind after they lost to Bay 4-1 on Tuesday. Bulldogs right there in the mix as well. The lone loss thus far coming to that season opener against Whitefish Bay after the Bulldogs were able to jump in front 1-0 behind an Estrada goal in the 44th minute. Lost to the Blue Dukes by a 3-1 final. Gomez. The Bulldogs put back into play, came up on a Triton, batted it down. And back into position goes Connor Handrick. Set up here for Owen Bush. Right now, a 3-player wall. We'll see if Martinez joins the wall. So a 4-player wall here for the Tritons. Off the back up, couple of steps. Oh, more than a couple. So they go back the necessary 10 yards, and now the free kick here for Owen Bush. Around that wall. Left on the outside by Leonardo Rodriguez. Noble. Rodriguez. Now with the Bulldogs with Gabe Olson. He's played well too. We mentioned he scored on Tuesday and has scored twice on the season, also against Hartford Union back on September the 17th. Right back to midfield, looking near side. Tegmeyer pressure on the backside from Lamoni. And the Tritons with Abraham Gomez. Kukan. Play resumes. Tegmeyer making the run. Following the tackle. Connor Handrick sacrifices his body and is slowly getting back up for Notre Dame. They will make 3 substitutions. That includes Josh Macias. Came on and scored in the 66th and 73rd minutes in last night's game against Tulsa East. Helped to wait the sub in, but that second goal he scored came on a PK. Breda. Besides Macias, this is the lineup that has produced. Lawton on as well for the Tritons.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were going to do. Too.
The Bulldogs with Henry Kane got the start last night. Caleb Hintz on as well. But this is the portion of the lineup that at least for Notre Dame Academy, scored 3 out of the 4 goals in last night's victory. Josh Goral is also in, a 5'8" senior out of the midfield. Watska. The turn by Caleb Hintz. It was taken away here by Abraham Gomez. Down he goes, and a Bulldog foul. Now, this has been we talk about the penalty kick, an invite that yesterday saw each game with 1 penalty kick. Mentioned in the first game, there's also been a tournament of goalkeepers. There's been an encyclopedia worth of goalkeepers that have played in the 4 games. There have been 10 different goalkeepers that have been used by the 4 teams in the 4 games. Bulldogs have used 2, Tritons have used 2, and a couple of teams have used upwards of 3. Tulsa East was in that category, used 2 different keepers today from what they used last night. Well, Ben Jabot, the starter for the Bulldog for both of these games, and Omar Sendejas, who was the regular starter, back out there today for the Tritons after logging 45 minutes in the tournament opener. Owen Bush. There is Sendejas. When you look at Tritons soccer and their history, especially when longtime head coach Bob Rickards is now the women's soccer head coach at St. Norbert College, when he was at the Tritons helm, it was always more of a defense first, work your way up to the offense.
Behind you.
That was the focus during the various practices. There's a shot and there's a goal. And guess who? Emmett Lawton, who just subbed in. This is the portion of the lineup that produces. He produces again. And Lawton has now scored a couple of times in this invite. This comes in the 23rd minute. That is his 3rd goal. I'll make it now his 6th goal of the season. The Tritons goal scored by number 9, Emmett Lawton. Lawton in the 23rd minute. So he has come off the bench again and finds the back of the net for the 6th time. That is goal 22 for the Tritons collectively.
They're playing half a second too slow.
But it's been Lawton, Martinez, Breda, and Macias, who has scored in 4 consecutive matches that have been the big-time finishers lately. So a 1-goal lead here for Notre Dame Academy. Looking to add more. Lawton trying to find the spacing. Macias got that size. And the Bulldogs will take over. Now the question is, how do the Bulldogs respond? Because this is, at least lately, foreign territory, being down a goal.
Kids in pretty early.
Isn't that what you do?
You have to go all the way back to the season opener last time
Instead of
the Bulldogs faced a deficit.
They wanted to win yesterday, though.
Yeah, and like you said,
They had a lead and were tied at the break against Slinger on Thursday, but came out and scored twice in the final 45. Now face some adversity here, down a goal, own invite, 24th minute. Really, these next 5 minutes so critical too, because the Tritons have shown this season the ability to score a goal and get a second or third shortly thereafter, build off that momentum. They have come in bunches. Lamoni will take the free kick. 4-player wall for the Dogs.
Jesus, somebody.
Also, the Tritons will have Macias breaking for the goal. That ball carries out. So a goal kick is coming up. But first, the Bulldogs will bring Nico Dorschner back in. Sam Teplin also is on. 1-0 Tritons, 25th minute championship game of the 32nd annual Bulldog Soccer Invitational.
You didn't see Trent get pinned up, though, did you?
No. You said he was hobbling this morning.
Yeah. But that's just
Over comes Ethan Ellers. Jabot also in your picture. Handrick. And that's going to find the stands. The Bulldogs will get back defensively, or I should say on the attack now with the throw-in.
No.
Henry Kane, Nico Dorschner,
And it's on sale.
and Caleb Hintz able to get in front of Abraham Gomez. Trying to leave it off for Nico Dorschner. Kicked out. Bulldog throw it. This Bulldog attack, they've been able to score 17 times this season. They've allowed a total of 7.
So, Olsen, you're saying like a bath?
They've been able to score 11 of those 17 in the first halves. Trying to find success here. Dorschner going airborne. Over comes Caleb Hintz. But a snatch by Sendejas.
Is it rejuvenating?
He gets rid of it. The back pedal. Kukan.
Trent's coming back there.
And a one touch there from Teddy Jabot. Kane. Stepping up to Sam Lamoni. And here comes Abraham Gomez. Off Breda. Lamoni. And Gomez. Lamoni sent out.
Yep, up.
Bulldogs will keep it as they bring Estrada back on. Reed Brock also subbing in. And the Bulldogs will sub Bush and Kukan out. 27th minute, 1-goal lead for the Tritons. Jabot. And hauled in here by Sendejas. Told you again, he saw a couple of games last year. A defense that allowed a total of 36 goals and only about a goal a game. And 9 shutouts. Came into this one with a shutout against Kakana, shutout against Kiel. There are 2 shutouts so far for both Sendejas and this Triton defense. The Tritons played 3 games in one day last Saturday at the Kiel tourney and tied Menominee Falls, beat Kiel, and beat St. Mary Catholic, overcoming a 1-goal deficit in that one. Having to wait, Tommy Giocaris get ready to sub in.
Did I drop something down there?
And now he is subbing in, and he scored in the 68th minute of yesterday's game.
Got it. Thank you. I'll just check it. All right.
Giocaris, one of a
Thank
little
you, both
3
of you.
sophomores on this varsity Tritons roster. Macias Also up with John Sack. See on that far side, they have Lawton. He's made a lot happen already for the Tritons. Scored in this one as well. And Sendejas, again, waiting as Caleb Hintz made the run.
He doesn't kick it now.
Sendejas into the wind.
Yeah. Line again.
About the only negative to this Saturday is a little bit on the breezy side. Otherwise, gorgeous for late September for the Bulldog invite.
Sit, Frenchie.
Kane. Now it's Abraham Gomez in front for Notre Dame Academy. And Caleb Hintz. Goal kick here for the Tritons. 30th minute and a 1-0 lead for Notre Dame Academy. So they play their non-conference schedule here in 2020 with the other 9 FRCC teams electing to play in the spring. About 168 schools playing in the fall, another 106 that will go the spring route. Last year, Bayport bringing on their first FRCC title since 2014. Green Bay Preble had won a piece of 4 consecutive. And De Pere all in the top 3, but he trains among, if not the smallest school in the FRCC, still been able to find ways over the years to hold their own.
So, Rick, when you edited,
They've been a state qualifier many times since joining the WIAA, and last there in 2015. Last found their way in a championship game in 2013 when they fell victim to the Ashland Ore Dockers. They have 3 titles to their credit as well in 2001, 2007, and again in 2008. Those last 2 titles both coming against Catholic Memorial.
you don't want the original 600 gigabyte files.
Breda.
That's for the 4K.
Gio Karras going back to Breda.
That's for the 4K viewing.
Angles in. Leaves it in front. Nearly batted down, and
I don't even
that's what the Tritons were asking for. A bat down a handball in the box, which would have resulted in a penalty kick, and instead,
Work that hard.
Nico Dorsner going to find an opening. Sendejas knocked off the chest of Henry Kane. Out of the air by Estrada. Ellers. There's Breda. Macias. Gio Karras, the Bulldogs looking for an offside flag.
Yeah, T.
Reed Brock getting knocked down
Yeah, I remember him doing
and being told, calm down, Tommy Gio Karras. An emphatic, no more of that. Now, this would have been last night. That would have been a yellow. They were being given out on a regular basis, especially in that second half. The Bulldogs at New Berlin West combined for 6 yellows in about a 25-minute span. Nico Dorsner. Look at a challenge there with Sendejas. Sent out by Connor Handrick. Bulldogs with 4 substitutions. 30 seconds to be 33rd minute. And Sendejas was able to get just enough of it, allowing Handrick to back him up and clear that opportunity.
Go!
Kukan among 4 Bulldogs that just subbed in. Christian Cordova in that grouping as well. Wait for a soccer ball to make its way back onto the field. Well, little one, not enough oomph to get it over the fence. Second try though, got it done. Knocked down by Caleb Hintz. Estrada, his shot goes wide. But you're starting to see a little more confidence now, a little more out of the Bulldog attack. Goal kick here for the Tritons. Boy, I'd love to see, though, again, more of this pressure because, to be honest, from what I'm seeing with Sendejas right now, not sure hands. Nothing has been relatively clean in this first half. He's been able to knock the ball, keep it in front of him, play the ball, get to the ball, but the Bulldogs continue to put the pressure on, potentially create themselves a rebound opportunity. They find some joy here against Omar Sendejas and this Triton defense. Andy Yu is into the matchup as Teplin. Trying to save him from going out Hintz, but it's going to be a goal kick here for Notre Dame. They lead 1-0. Emmett Lawton scored in the 23rd minute.
Yeah.
He has now scored 6 times this season, twice now in this invite. All 6 of his goals have come in the last, I should say all but one of his goals have come in the last now 4 matchups. So he had 2 goals and 1 assist against NEW Lutheran on Tuesday. Hintz. Left in the corner. Hendrick. And knocked into the air by Kane. Pressure on the backside is Lamoni. Lets it rip to that right side. For the Bulldogs, you have Ovid. Andre Ovid on that outside. Estrada turns Breda around. 35th minute. And for the Bulldogs going back toward Estrada, but Breda disrupted that connection. And the Tritons, now they're attacking in with Macias. He has Lawton on that outside. But Ovid was able to get back for the Bulldogs as they set up following the Triton series of changes. They too going a little bit deeper. Notre Dame Academy playing their 3rd match of the week. But ultimately, if you take it a step further, since last Saturday, this is now their 6th matchup. And so you're seeing guys like Eric Sack making an earlier appearance than he did yesterday. Martinez is back out there as well, and he had the touch. Knocked it a play for a Triton corner. John Sack on the corner kick, 36th minute. Lawton and Breda become go-tos here on this corner. They carried over that at Breda. Hintz. Here's Cordova.
Run, Christian, run.
Battle of 25 with Bordini. And a foul that goes against Cordova.
See the ball. Don't touch it. No, you can't.
And Bordini told to keep the ball where it's at. Do not try to move a couple of inches downfield. And Bordini. Martinez going up against Bush. He's back on for the Bulldogs. Good fight there with Andy Yu. And it is Kane. Out of bounds was Caleb Hintz. 37th minute and a 1-goal lead for the Tritons. Abraham Gomez. Martinez. Bush on the backside. He's called for the foul. Another free kick here for John Sack. We're going to send it around Caleb Hintz, one of the obstacles for the Bulldogs. And Sack. Going to bend it far side. Breda went airborne. Eric Sack looking to run it down. Being watched by a couple. Breda. There's Ehlers along with Ovid.
Get it out.
Trying to recover, did Sack, but he fell to a knee and the ball's kicked out. With the flag benefiting the Tritons. Off Martinez. Getting a Bush right there in the markup. Ball coming across. Hintz looking to run it down. Good speed shown by Gio Karras. He'll throw it in for the Tritons. Looks outward. Able to find Gomez. Breda. Here's Lawton. Eller's got just enough to send it out, and a corner here for the Tritons. Late stages here in the first half, 39th minute. 1-0 Notre Dame. Gio Karras on the corner. One hopper knocked away by Ovid. Stays with the Tritons. Hintz. Here's Martinez. Ovid comes over to help out. A couple players go down, play on. That's exactly what the Bulldogs do after the possession was gained by Sam Teplin. And 5 changes here to the 11. And for the Bulldogs in the 40th minute. Bulldogs looking for a 5th consecutive win. This is their 6th match of the young season. Tritons looking to stay unbeaten. They come in at 5-0-1. It's coming after they won 16 matchups last year. They won 16 last year, 12 the year before, and 15 in 2017, which was a nice bounce back after they had a rare losing season in 2016 when they went 6-16-4. Jabot getting taken down. And the yellow card being handed out. Bordini sent off in the 41st minute. So Elliot Bordini issued the yellow. Great chance here for the Bulldogs in the 41st minute. Down a goal. Trying to make a couple of changes to their personnel. So looking to find some success here. See if Sendejas can see. But Teddy Jabot right now trying to get the right people in the right place, and they had a wall that included Jackson French. He is back. But there's a shot and goal on the free kick by Teddy Jabot.
Shot, Teddy.
Game tied at 1 in the 41st minute.
You can stop those kicks. That's a new rule, too.
The Bulldogs goal scored by number 17, Teddy Jabot. Jabot in the 41st minute. Tied at 1 following the yellow card that went against Elliot Bordini. A costly yellow in a couple of different ways. You lose a solid defender, give up a quality chance, and the Bulldogs capitalize on that opportunity on the goal scored in the 41st by Teddy Jabot. That was after they were trying to untangle the wall that included Jackson French. He was the man in the middle, being flanked by 2 Tritons on each side, and that was a no-no. As French makes his return to the Bulldogs lineup. But a goal scored by Teddy Jabot ties this game up at 1. 41st minute from the CHS varsity soccer field. Jabot, who also was the Bulldog who drew the foul in the yellow card that went against Bordini. French. Down to 4 minutes left till halftime. Teddy Jabot with his first goal of the year to go along with a couple of assists. Bulldogs have now seen 9 different players score. Sent out by Kukan.
Let's go, Gio. Full effort. 3 minutes, dude.
Notre Dame will throw it in. Ball in the possession of Abraham Gomez.
Let's go.
Trying to turn Not a bad thought process there for Gabe Olson.
Got a hump.
And right now looking for another soccer ball as that leaves the stadium.
On the hop, Olsen.
And another ball coming in from the Bulldogs sideline. As Jabot goes to get a ball in the corner as well, so all of a sudden finding them in different places. Now there's a soccer ball behind the Bulldog goal. There's another one that's been thrown onto the field, another one thrown from the Bulldog sideline. So now they have plenty all around the field just in case that occurs again. Watska, Kukan kicks it out, trying to elude Martinez. And back out to Gomez. 43rd minute. Tied at 1. John Sack.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Bush disrupted what would have been a pass that fouled Martinez. Instead, you have Alan Schneider now into the game, a junior defender kicking the ball out of bounds. Looking to catch French in stride. Cleared by Handrick. Recovered by the Bulldogs. Upfield by Ovid. Inside of 2 minutes left, first half. Watska there with Bush. Lamoni. Outside goes Schneider. Martinez. Trying around Ehlers and then Ovid. Trying to throw it. French will send it back out of play as the trying to inch further downfield. Ehlers. Another Triton throw it. Overcomes Josh Goral. Eric Sack. French. This time the Bulldogs will take over. Tied at goal after the equalizer in the 41st by Teddy Jabot. 1 minute left here in the first half. 1 minute.
I mean, you must have learned a lot.
Martinez. Eric Sack. What a drag his foot outside was Lawton. It's going to carry over Watska's head as he looks to run it down the corner.
Come on,
Bulldog
man,
with
run.
half a minute to go in this first half. Evan Vieira onto the field as well for the Bulldogs, Porter jersey number 19. Ehlers. And Bush comes over to French. Headed out of the air by John Sack. We count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At halftime in this championship game of the Bulldog Invitational, the Bulldogs and Notre Dame even at 1 goal apiece. So tied at 1 here. To the second half we go from the CHS Varsity Soccer Field in the championship game of the 32nd Annual Bulldog Soccer Invite. Tied at 1. Notre Dame Academy and the Bulldogs. Tritons were able to strike first in the 23rd minute on a goal scored by sophomore Emmett Lawton. While the Bulldogs had a sophomore of their own, tied the game up in the 41st minute as Teddy Jabot scoring his first goal of the season to go along with a couple of helpers. Even at 1 with 45 minutes left in this championship match. The Bulldogs looking for their first Bulldog Invite title since 2018. They fell in the title game of this invite last year to Neenah by a 2-1 score. Tritons also trying to stay unbeaten. This now their 7th match of the year. Moyler, possession with Notre Dame. But Emmett Lawton again coming on and Bond subbed in early too. Came on and finished. Up there now with a total of 6 goals on the year, and the Tritons collectively have scored 22 times. And as far as the goals allowed, gave up a couple yesterday, and won here today. They had given up 3 in their first 5 combined. But the Bulldog goal coming after a yellow card, hard foul. They want to get Elliot Bordini. That came in the 41st minute. And on the ensuing free kick, it was, again, Jabot who got knocked down, who took the free kick and scored the goal.
Get up there.
There's Bordini back on the field for the Trojans for the first time since that yellow. And a Cedarburg throw in for Henry Kane. Gets the nod here to start the second half. Off Breda. Martinez. And upfield by Lamoni. Breda. On the move is Leonardo Rodriguez. And Rodriguez around the defense. And Doman there for the Bulldogs, and so it's going to be a corner for the Tritons with John Sack. Couple minutes here out of halftime, and Sack will set it up. Look for Breda along with Rodriguez. Targets on this corner. Looking for Rodriguez along with Martinez. You had Breda back up top with Handrick. Tegmeyer right there pressuring for the Bulldogs. Turning inward. Handrick trips over the wall. Great job there too by Tegmeyer. Not backing down. Breda. And the Tritons, Bordini. Over for Noble. A throw in here. That for Notre Dame. Overcomes Eddie Noble. He's a senior on the defensive side, listed at 5'10". Finds Martinez. Ellers. See Trent Reeprock playing back up top. Diego Estrada. He's going to go back to the Tritons. So here's Noble. Breda. Now the Bulldogs will take back over as these two teams settle back in here to start this second half. Estrada. Around Noble on the outside. And on the backside, you have Dolman marking up against Leonardo Rodriguez. Estrada, Noble, out of bounds, Bulldogs possession. 1-1 our score. As the Bulldogs overcoming a 1-goal deficit, only their second matchup in which they have faced any type of deficit this season. Bulldogs playing in what is now their 6th game of the year. 3rd here at home. Bordini trying to get rid of it in time, but Reeprock came over and not make that easy. And the Tritons will throw it in. Took too much time to get that pass off, intended for Eddie Noble. Noble, lofty throw to Rodriguez. And instead deflected off to Dolman. Rodriguez then lost his touch. Dolman over to Nico Dorsner. He will pop right back up as he nearly stumbled over the ball. Nico Dorsner right back to Dolman, around Rodriguez, ahead to Estrada.
Good job, guys. Come on, top.
Moyler. And John Sack sent it out of play. So out of the play so far in this near side. See the Bulldogs can open up the field a little bit with Reeprock. Looking to do just that. Nico Dorsner going outside. As the Tritons slide over, shot for Henry Kane is brought in here by Sendejas. But he was out of bounds upon catching it. They call him out, and a corner kick will be awarded to the Bulldogs. Each want to say, I was in, but the official adamantly using his flag to point to the corner to Make sure Sendejas knows a corner kick being awarded here after he tried to plead his case.
You have better vision than we do.
And Andrew Moyler will handle this corner. The Bulldogs catching a break, trying to make the most of it. And Moyler, boy, you had Kane, you had Rietbrock, you had Dorsner. And now Noble head to Rodriguez. Dorsner. Off balance, Rietbrock breaking for the ball, but it's played off the bounce by Sendejas. Game tied at 1 here in the 52nd minute. After this, both of these teams had their separate directions, with the Tritons playing a game this week, another one next Saturday. Bulldogs will be in action, continuing what is a 5-match homestand. They have 7 home games in all. This is the 5 of those on this homestand, following this hard foul by Noble. They'll next be in action on Thursday and again next Saturday right here. And then Nicolay Marquette before the homestand wraps up on October 6th against Grafton. So a hard foul against Noble, 53rd minute. And a chance here for the Bulldogs trying to break this 1-1 tie. Moyler. Around Martinez. Rietbrock. Left it for Estrada. So Rietbrock with his back turn to the goal, played it out to Diego Estrada, ready to wind up and shoot it.
Yeah, I think so.
Goal kick now.
I think it was going like 100 miles.
Placed by Elliot Bordini.
That just would have stayed on goal.
Watska finds Martinez. Down he goes, and the foul's going to be whistled against Ben Kukan. Told you in the first half, though, this Triton team, nothing but non-conference this season, and playing some programs perhaps they've never played in their program's history, just to, again, fill some dates, get some matchups in. If all is played, 15 regular season matchups for the Tritons this season, which will culminate on October the 17th. Martinez heads it out of play, and he was being watched closely by Ethan Ellers. But up next, Notre Dame will face Lord's Academy. Plymouth and Kiel coming up. Only other team from around southeast Wisconsin that will be on the Tritons' remaining schedule will be Germantown. That will be a home game for the Tritons coming up October the 10th. Bush. Throwing here for the Bulldogs. And the throw in for Henry Kane. Nice start for Kane to this second half. He's had a few good possessions. Kukan. Over comes Nico Dorsner on the slide. And now a whistle and foul. Tackle on the backside and taking down Sam Lamoni. So right now Nico Dorsner being told. A couple players have been given the warning. Again, I've seen just one yellow card issued in this matchup, and that came back in the 41st minute. It was a costly yellow because it enabled the Bulldogs to tie this game up on a free kick. Handrick. Saw Breda staying on his feet. Thought about going airborne. Noble. And Lamoni finds Breda. Leaves it. Tried to for Rodriguez. And Rodriguez Here's Breda. Rod Ellers. Leaves it on the doorstep. That one rolls across and the Bulldogs are able to recover. Boy, some way, somehow able to dodge that attack by the Tritons after that one rolled across in front of the goal line. Reed Brock.
Guys all over him. There you go.
And a Tritons foul. That's going to go against Sam Lamoni.
It's a T.
This came down in the 57th minute. And the ball placed here by Henry Kane. So as we wait play to resume. Redirected out to Rodriguez. Estrada was there, Breda clears it. Allers near the midfield stripe. On comes Martinez. And Breda takes it away from Bush, and now comes on this near side with Dolman coming over to take it away. Commits the Bulldog foul, Breda gets back up. And a setup here for Elliot Bordini. Starting to see some of that physicality again pick up. We saw this last night too, where the physicality, the intensity, the game moved along, and Bulldogs were at that point trying to protect a one-goal lead. Jabot, Reed Brock, Bordini is right there, and Marie's playing with the yellow. Sack. Watska. Trying to leave it for Martinez, but Ellers right there got just enough of it to allow Jabot to go airborne. He was challenged by Christian Martinez, but able to win that challenge. Martinez, who had 4 goals to his credit, had a hat trick on Tuesday. His first goal came last week against Kiel after he had a couple of assists in the team's season opening victory against the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts by a 4-0 score. Able to score 2 goals per half against Kaukauna. Breda. Martinez. He's also back as a rating all continental mention. He had 9 goals and 1 assist and carried over some of that momentum from last season after he scored twice in the postseason. Has carried over that play here into 2020. The Bulldogs are waiting to sub Gabe Olson and Jackson French in. 60th minute, tied at 1. And this is going to fly out. Tritons will throw it in, just trying to get it back to Notre Dame, toss it. Lamoni. Look at it across the way. Bordini. Plenty of time. Just over the head of Lamoni. Estrada against Noble. Here comes Dorschner.
Go!
Tegmeyer. After Handra got turned around, and then Tegmeyer greeting Omar Sendejas. John Sack. Lamoni. After that run made by Owen Tegmeyer. Tegmeyer came into the weekend with 1 goal and 1 assist. That assist came on Thursday at Slinger. Rodriguez. And that's left back for Lamoni. Watska. Inside, outside, anything he can do to try to get around Henry Kane, who played that ball well. Now the aforementioned Bulldog substitutions becoming official in the 61st minute. Reed Brock among the two Bulldogs getting a breather. Throwing here with Jackson French. Goes off Tegmeyer, returns and sees it bounce in front of the Tritons sideline. Hoping for some offense here. Bulldogs setting the tone quickly last night. It was an impressive showing. We mentioned it earlier. It looked like it was going to be a easy doing against New Berlin West. A chance to really open that game up even more so, and had to hang on as ball coming across. Bulldogs were hoping to see that Andrew touched it out of bounds to no avail. Tegmeyer went to send it across. As the Bulldogs had Gabe Olson as a go-to target. But again, in that second half, the Bulldogs, well, they were kept without a goal really for the last 73 minutes of that contest. This coming after, again, scoring's been fairly regularly this week. Dolman with a foul just outside the 18. So here's a quality chance for the Tritons coming up. Comes in the 63rd minute, tied at 1. We'll see who takes it, but it'll be set up here by John Sack. Okay, now he's got to make sure that you're not blocking Ben Jabot's view of this kick by Sack, with Martinez breaking toward goal along with Rodriguez and Breda. Sack, far post, Breda, right into the hands of Jabot.
Let's go, Gabriel.
Wasco is also on that far side. Combination, going for the ball, and now a hard collision. Injury stoppage is Jackson French, the shook-up Bulldog. Hard collision. He will make his way over toward the athletic training table. The Tritons about to sub in 5. Bulldogs will sub in 3 players. That will include Mike Lemus. Teplin is on. Reed Brock after a short breather. So this game stays tied at 1 in the 64th minute, and Breda will play it back and give it back to the Bulldogs and Ben Jabot. Off the head of John Sack. Bordini getting Sandejas involved. That was off Moyler. Dorsner stays planted. Now goes topside over the backside of Eric Sack.
What?
And they call the foul against Nico Dorsner.
He put his shoulder right into him.
So he went airborne and got undercut by Eric Sack. And Dorsner,
Let's go, Gabriel. Energy, dude.
a little too aggressive on the backside there of Eric Sack. Call for the foul and a free kick here for the Tritons with Bordini.
Don't get hurt, boys. Be careful.
Teplin. Olson. That's going to roll out of play. Looking upfield, coming back toward the ball to Lemus. Dorsner waiting back. On the turn in the midfield, the Tritons again trying to go the direction of Josh Macias, who is subbed in. Mentioned in the first half, came true, but this is the lineup that so far has gained results for Coach Bill Vandecastle. And worked again today with Lawton coming in, and a few minutes after subbing in, making his presence be felt by scoring the game's first goal in the 23rd minute. Miguel Beltran is in for the Triton for the first time today. Played last night in the team's win over Wauwatosa East.
Come on, guys, pass to people.
Beltran's on that left side. Breda got beat. Dorsner. You have Alec Martinez in for the first time as well. And going back is Handrick. Olsen in the corner against Handrick and then kicked it out. It's going to be a goal kick for Notre Dame. Well, the Bulldogs will bring Andy Yu in, but also a goalkeeping change. Evan Weber will come on here in the 67th minute.
Hey boys, put shots on.
And we saw Weber. He put in the matchup about 15 minutes against Hartford Union on September the 17th. He played a little more than 20 minutes on Tuesday against Port Washington and saw the entire second half last night.
Nice. Good job, Sam.
Yeah, boys, let's go.
Handrick. And about to see a yellow handed out. Or at least it was reached for. Haven't seen it issued yet. It's in the hand of the official. And now the yellow has been handed out to Gabe Olsen. He got tangled up with Connor Handrick. I think it looked worse than it was. But nonetheless, a yellow's been handed out here in the 67th minute. And that's to Gabe Olsen. So each team now with one yellow card here in this matchup. 67 minutes, still tied at 1 goal apiece. This for the championship of the 32nd annual Bulldog Soccer Invitational. Earlier in the consolation game, Wauwatosa East shutting out New Berlin West 2-0. And so the Vikings go home still without a victory. Tosa East 2-2-2. Corral off the head of Breda. Kukan there for the Bulldogs. Another throw in here for Josh Corral. Off to Breda. Back on this near side. It's going to stay with the Tritons. Lawton. Now on this right side will go into the corner for Breda. They'll send it across. Here's a shot that's going to carry up and over. Alec Martinez. Teddy Jabot is out for the Bulldogs. One of 2 substitutions. And also brings Moyler back into the matchup. And this goal kick being taken by Evan Weber. This run now with Lawton.
No, they don't. I have no idea.
And now with Breda into the box. Nice recovery there. Jabot staying in front of him.
On conference play.
Out it away from Emmett Lawton. The Bulldogs will have possession. Starting to get late here in this second half. Tied at 1. Bulldogs on the Tritons. 69th minute. Breda. Here's John Sack. His attempt batted down by Weber and kept in front. Oncoming, you had Adam Breda. John Sack, the midfielder. That shot attempt. And over with Alec Martinez. Flag benefiting the Tritons. Bush will give way, and Moyler able to keep it. Over came Andy Yu. Right there on that backside of Eric Sack. And for the Tritons, that left side, looking for something, but nothing there for Miguel Beltran. Beltran again. And now the flag will benefit the Bulldogs. Down to 20 minutes left here in this second half. Tritons were able to strike first in the 23rd minute. A goal scored by Emmett Lawton. And the Bulldogs, after a yellow card issued to Bordini, scored the equalizer on a free kick thereafter in the 41st by Teddy Jabot. His first, along with a couple of assists on the year for Jabot. Estrada is back on. Estrada there for the Bulldogs, and also Tegmeyer. And so Diego Estrada places himself in that midfield. Reed Brock going back right side. Bulldogs with Tegmeyer. Try to find about an inch to work with. Nothing there. But he does get the Bulldogs a corner here in the 72nd minute. Over comes Moyler. Reed Brock, also with Caleb Hintz, making their way around the goal. Same thing with Lemus. Moyler, Bush, headed out of there. Boy, stat-wise, that goes down to a team save for Alec Martinez. He had the backside of Sendejas, following the header by Bush. Looking for more, but Breda heads it out. Here's a chance, Bush. Again with a look, couple of looks on that sequence. And a player down, that being Handrick for the Tritons, who gets back up hopping.
Yes, I know that.
He appears to be all right.
More sure about the second than the first.
Right.
Elliot Bordini. Off the right foot of Emmett Lawton. Up this right side, Lawton. Showing off some speed. Gets in front of Kukan. Lawton. Off Kukan. And it's going to be a Tritons corner kick. No, it's going to be a goal kick for the Bulldogs. Great job there by Kukan. All the way to the end line, battling with Emmett Lawton. Had the pinball effect out of bounds for the goal kick. And taking away that speed and that opportunity for Lawton, who already had quite the weekend for the Tritons. Macias got turned around. Reed Brock. Bush. Estrada. And Ehlers. And that pass from Kukan. Bordini. Handrick going outside. As Moyler put it out of the air, it's Estrada going outside. Tegmeyer. Here's Teddy Jabot. Flies over the head of Mike Lemus. Kicked out. Rushed strike there by Josh Corral. But it gives the defense a chance to get back. Bulldogs will bring Henry Kane back into their lineup. And he'll take the spot of Mike Lemus. 74th minute, tied at 1. Kukan. Look at the turn, Hintz comes out, and Ethan Ellers will throw it back in. Maybe not. It's off a Bulldog. So a train throwing here for Lawton. Bordini. Again, no real pressure being applied. He had time to get rid of it. Eric Sack. Lawton getting tangled up again with Kukan. It's been a good matchup to watch lately. Kukan, Lawton. And Lawton got a piece of it. Over again came Eric Sack. I think the Bulldog fouls it outside the 18. Ball being placed by Emmett Lawton. This one now in the 75th, almost 76th minute. Keep an eye for number 16, Adam Breda for the Tritons. As Lawton. Here's Breda. Reebrock was there. Macias. Martinez. Stub toe to the outside over to Eric Sack. Breda. Oh, you had Lawton as well, and this would have been the far post from that ball was struck. Trying to seal off this near side. Evan Weber was coming across. Goal kick coming up for the Bulldogs, 76th minute.
Let's go, Henry.
So trying to keep this a 1-1 game, but trying to do some opportunities. And Lawton's been a big reason why they've had those opportunities. On this right side, continuing to possess the ball. He's making runs. Also able to create a couple of set pieces. Interesting to see if he stays out there for the duration of this second half. Lawton. There's Eric Sack. Lamoni. And the Bulldogs off the head of Bordini. Breda. Macias trying to find Lawton. Ellers kicks it out of bounds. Back out for the Bulldogs is Gabe Olson. Also Dorschner. Martinez and Noble in for the Tritons, taking the spots of Beltran. Also out is Alec Martinez. Inside of 13 minutes left here in this second half. Ellers lets it roll out of play, and the Bulldogs have a goal kick. Last goal scored in this game came back in the 41st minute when Teddy Jabot off a free kick provided the equalizer. For the Bulldogs, their 18th goal on the year. They've allowed a total of 7. Breda. Macias. Moyler. That's off Bush. Hit a couple of chances too, back to back. As Nico Dorschner around Bordini. Here's Tegmeyer with wheels against Handrick. Handrick knocking him down. Balls will roll out. And they point the Bulldog direction. They will throw it in here in the 79th minute.
Good job, Ben.
Dolman back on. He's taking the spot of Kukan.
Come on, Matty D. Go, Matt.
Estrada was trying to get open off Breda. And Olsen. Trying again. Plenty of white jerseys all around for the Tritons as Bordini runs out of real estate. And the Bulldogs, well, they make a substitution that ultimately brings Teddy Jabot back in. It's going to be a Bulldog corner. And for Moyler. 80th minute now. Kick back out. Bulldogs will throw it in. So staying in the attacking third, Dolman. Going back toward the ball, you have Tegmeyer. Bounced off his jersey. Now throwing for Goral. Off Macias. Dolman. Going here for Notre Dame. They push forward.
10 minutes.
Off Breda's head. There was Ehlers. Breda going down to see one up in the air against Teddy Jabot.
Let's go.
Bordini misplayed it. Here comes Tegmeyer. Goral also getting back. Dorsner. Martinez. And right now is a player down for the Tritons. Olsen will just send it the direction of Sendejas. A player down here at the clock stop, 81st minute, and up and limping to Sam Lamoni. So a busy day for the athletic training staff as Lamoni will make his way off the field. Tied at 1 here in the 81st minute as the Bulldogs and Tritons battle for a Bulldog Invitational title. And both teams will be in action, well, for the Tritons on Tuesday. Bulldogs will next be here on Thursday. Nicolay will be the opponent. 7 o'clock kick for the varsity matchup. Nicolay coming off a game against West Bend West on Thursday after they had beaten West Bend East 10-0 on Tuesday. We mentioned it last night. What a week for West Bend East. A couple of 10-0 losses in conference play. To Nicolay and the Whitefish Bay, the cream of the crop. And Marquette will be here for a afternoon matinee on Saturday. That's going to be a fun one, too, against the Hilltoppers, who seems like every year are battling for a state championship. Team that's won 9 straight in the GMC. That ricocheted out with Weber playing up. Substitution here for the Tritons.
I'm asking the same question.
Noble is out.
They must have bounced back
Gomez
up.
is back in. And a corner kick for John Sack. '82nd minute. Tied at 1. Sack. Good flight going far post over the head of Lawton. Well, that got caught up in the jet stream and carried out of here. Some good flight, but kept on carrying and misses intended target. Eric Sack, Macias. Ehlers came over to help out Dolman. Staying here at the Tritons. And over for Notre Dame comes John Sack.
No.
Weber right now along the far post. Dolman at the nearest post to where this corner is being taken. Off the right foot. That's going far side. That's going to carry by. Martinez left his feet. Speaking of leaving his feet sliding there with Eric Sack, ball rolls out. Diego Estrada also right there in the mix, and the Bulldogs will have the possession. Owen Bush back into the matchup. Bush. Macias. Take it to the battle. Game of bumper cars breaks out and a foul against Macias. Shoulder to shoulder with Ethan Ellers. So the Bulldogs will place it. Tied at 1. Pushing forward. Reed Brock on the restart. Having to back up a little bit. Closing on 6 minutes left here in this second half. Reed Brock. Dorsner. That one is headed to the football stadium. Three more Bulldog substitutions as Elliot Bordini balls up the goal kick.
I heard someone Premier League in a while. I heard someone expressing disgust over something they did.
Well,
Or like
Bordini.
Man U won by 1, and 2 goals were scored in stoppage time.
Off to Breda. Heel pass Macias right to Reed Brock. Stepping in front does Goral. Goral on this near side. You also Macias. Lawton still out there. Kukan back on. And he had a short breather as well. Dorsner. In traffic. Here comes Teddy Jabot. And Jabot missed the post.
Good work, Ryan.
He also had Andre Ovid on this near side. 86 minute, tied at 1. Well, that could work for the Bulldogs in a couple of different ways. Deflected off the post in, connect with Ovid. A couple of opportunities there. Dorsner. Breda. We welcome you back to the CHS Varsity Soccer Field for this championship game between the Seaburg Bulldogs and the Notre Dame Academy Tritons, which is even at 1 goal apiece in the 86th minute. So straight to a shootout here in the championship game of the 32nd annual Bulldog Soccer Invitational. And this first round shot to be taken by Sam Lamoni. And Lamoni makes it 1-0
Come on, T.
Notre Dame. Up first for the Bulldogs will be Trent Reed Brock. So for record purposes, this will go down as a 1-1 tie. Just for tournament purposes, a shootout to determine the champion. The Bulldogs will see their record go to 4-1-1. The Trojans will be 5-0-2.
Set T.
Tied at 1 through 1 round. 5 rounds plus in this shootout. And now for the Tritons, Emmett Lawton, who scored the lone Notre Dame goal in this game in the 23rd minute. Bulldogs were able to tie in the 41st on a goal scored by Teddy Jabot. Lawton. And the Trojans are 2 for 2. Up 2-1 here in this second round. Andrew Moyler up next for the Bulldogs. Shooting against Omar Sendejas. Stopped by Sendejas. Trying to have a 2-1 lead through 2 rounds. So here in round number 3, Notre Dame turns to Connor Handrick.
I like how you ask us like you think we know.
Hey, I mean, you guys got kids out there, so.
Yeah, Ben!
Stopped by Jabot. Here in round 3, a 2-1 lead for Notre Dame Academy. Both keepers now coming through with a save. For the Bulldogs, Owen Bush.
Up.
Able to tie things at 2. 3 rounds complete, 2-2 our score. Again, a game cut short due to injury, straight to a shootout, goes down as a tie. Last 4 minutes and 16 seconds. The coaches elected not to play and straight to a shootout to determine who's the champion of the invite and call it a weekend for these 2 programs. John Sack. And the Trains here in round 4 have a 3-2 lead. Teddy Jabot. He's up next for the Bulldogs, who scored goals in rounds 1 and 3 and denied in round 2.
Wow.
3-3 our score through 4 rounds. Round 5 upon us. And stepping up is Josh Macias. He scored a penalty kick in the matchup yesterday against Tulsa East. Part of a 2-goal showing for the Tritons at senior.
Come on, Ben.
Macias. And now the pressure on the Bulldogs. Must make here, otherwise the Tritons will take it. They lead 4-3, round 5. Here's Nico Dorschner. Looking to advance this shootout to round 6. Then it's a round by round case. As Dorschner advances on to round 6 with that goal, tied at 4. Round 6 now.
We still have to make one after.
Eric Sack shooting for the Tritons.
And then it goes to the whole team again.
Then it goes to parents.
Eric Sack shanked the shot. The Bulldogs have a chance to win it. Right here, a chance to win the shootout with Diego Estrada. He scores, it's over. If he doesn't, it's down to round 7. Bulldogs going to win their first Bulldog invite in a couple of seasons. Bulldogs win it. 5-4 in a shootout. The Bulldogs take it in a 1-1 draw over Notre Dame Academy and lay claim to the 32nd annual Bulldog Soccer Invitational Championship. With this win, the record goes to 4-1-1 as this game goes down as a tie, but again, for tournament purposes, a shootout victory 5-4 for the title. and the Tritons go to 5-0-2. Bulldogs will next be in action on Thursday against Nicolay at 7 p.m. And for the Tritons, they'll be in action on Tuesday against Lord's Academy.